Or allergens, bacteria, and viruses. You wash your hands to protect your health. Now you can clean your nose with Navage. Online at Navage.com. Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
The morning rush can be a beautiful thing. With the right granola bar, that is. Take a moment and take in the outdoors with Nature Valley Crunchy Bars.
I'm Sherry Preston, ABC News.
I'm Dave James on the Ohio News Network. Cincinnati Mayor John Cranley announced yesterday he's running for governor.
Cincinnati has made a comeback, the first major Ohio city to grow again after decades of decline. That's why I'm running for governor, to lead Ohio's comeback.
Yolanda Harris with ONN affiliate WBNS TV in Columbus has reaction.
The only other Democratic candidate currently in the race is Dayton Mayor Nan Whaley. She was asked about Mayor Cranley entering the race.
I have a lot of respect for Mayor Cranley. We've worked together on many issues, but we are different. We have different styles for sure, and I think that's key. And I don't know if you noticed, but I do look different than every single candidate that's running for governor today.
On the Republican side, current Governor Mike DeWine has already said he will run again. I'm Yolanda Harris.
The Ohio State Buckeyes have updated their mask policy for football games and related activities this fall. Here's ONN's Dave Holmes.
Basically, everyone will have to wear a mask indoors. That means skull session, restrooms, press box, and suites. But masks will not be required when you are sitting outdoor at your seat as long as you are vaccinated. Unvaccinated people are still asked to wear a mask if they cannot maintain social distancing.
FEMA and the FCC are testing the emergency alert system this afternoon at 2:20. TV, radio, and cell phones will sound the alert system. For more state news, go to ONNradio.com. I'm Dave James on the Ohio News Network.
Calls and conversations continue in less than 3 minutes as the Watchdog Morning Show with Howard Monroe continues after this.
A serious injury from an accident can be just the start of your worries. What if you cannot return to work? How do you take care of your family if you're disabled? At Gellner Law Offices, we represent seriously injured people and understand their problem. We know how to get you fair compensation. We will work. In an accident, call us at 304-242-2900 or visit us at GellnerLaw.com.
We'd like to help.
Update your garage and get 11% off everything now at Menards. Menards has a great selection of ideal garage doors to choose from with over 1,000 doors on Menards.com.
Okay, good. Thank you. And Brad's at 8:42. Thanks. Well, the Brad will be sometime in our second half hour.
Freedom to do what you want offline. Social Security's online services help put you in control with secure access to your information anytime, anywhere, allowing you to spend more time with family, friends, or simply just enjoying the day. Social Security, securing today and tomorrow. See what you can do online at socialsecurity.gov.
For all of your IT needs, visit OmniPerforms.com. Omni Strategic Technologies, the only IT company that the Watchdog trusts.
Over the years, you've brought opioids into your home. They helped when you were in pain, and you held on to them just in case. But holding on to opioids puts your family at risk. Learn more at www.fda.gov/drug disposal.
Hello, everyone. From the Watchdog, I'm the storm tracker, Darnell Foster. With a look at your local weather forecast for your Wednesday. Look for partly to mostly sunny skies, a warm day with a scattered shower or thunderstorm, perhaps through the afternoon. Daytime high of 88 degrees, 75 overnight, partly cloudy skies. Plenty of sunshine on a warm Thursday with temperatures in the mid-90s. Have yourself a great day, everyone. From the Watchdog, I'm Darnell Foster.
The views and opinions expressed on the following program are not necessarily those of this station or its sponsors.
Good morning.
Let's go. Let's get up.
Get up, get up.
I set my alarm for this.
Come. We have a show to do.
Is this every Wednesday?
Every Wednesday.
How do you do it? How do you do it?
Smart, talented. I'm very talented.
And very humble.
Right, yeah, enough of the jibber jabber. Enough of the jibber jabber. Let the show begin. It's showtime.
Celebrating the 100 days of summer, this is the Watchdog Morning Show with Howard Monroe.
Little line from that comedy opening we had there. How do you do it? How do you do it? Interestingly enough, that's going to be my first question to the Reverend Darrell Cummings coming up in just a minute here on the show. But first, it's 8 to 11 after the hour. We're looking at 73 degrees at the Wheeling, Ohio County Airport, 73, and dark, dreary skies here at my home studio, 73 at the Robinson Auto Group Studios, downtown Wheeling, in the heart of the Ohio Valley. Cloudy, warm, muggy all day today. Daytime high around 86. Scattered showers on and off throughout the day. Had some heavy rain earlier. It's gone by, but we could look for some more as the time goes by. So be aware of all of that this morning. We have had a busy morning already. We're going to get into a lot of stuff still at our final hour. Howard, this only hour number 2. Why you say final hour? It's a Wednesday. Of course, we turn things over to the legislative watchdogs coming up at 9 o'clock on Wednesday. Wednesdays are a weird day. Not weird. I don't mean the watchdogs are weird. Help me, Biff. I didn't mean they were weird.
They're unique.
I just mean they're unique. It's a different lineup for us. The watchdogs are in at 9 o'clock. Hoppy, of course, always at 10. Then on Wednesdays, Bill DeFabio has his day off. He's got the Johnny Carson schedule. So at 12 o'clock, it is the mayor and the vice mayor, or somebody they send in their stead. It's your Wheeling, no two ways about it. From noon until 1, the ladies are in at 1. That's always fun. And Butch is here, Butch Maxwell at 2. So we got all kind of different stuff for you in the midday on Wednesday. Just a little break in the action on Wednesday. It's always kind of fun. Then, of course, it's Dave Weekly in the evening. And in a couple of weeks, we'll be adding something new in the evenings, Biffy. On Wednesdays, it'll be High School Sports Line.
Yes.
We're only, I think, 2 weeks away from the start of that.
We are. That makes its return here in 2 weeks.
So Wednesdays are kind of a little different, a little bit more fun. I should say more fun, but more fun for you. The legislative watchdogs will talk about political analysis. We did some earlier. A lot of stuff happening in the legislature, I think, that is of interest. It begins with State Senator Bill Ehlenfeld, a tremendously good guy, former federal prosecutor, and, of course, whenever administrations change, prosecutors are automatically removed. So Ehlenfeld, a Democrat, was removed when Trump came into office. But now President Biden has appointed nominated, I guess is the word to use, Bill Ehlenfeld to be back as federal prosecutor here in the Northern District of West Virginia. Good news for the Northern District, good news for law and order, good news for Bill. Unfortunately, it means that he will eventually have to step down from his state Senate seat, and that's not necessarily such good news. Looking here to note, for example, from former Delegate Mike Farrow, who posted a note, a good choice of Ehlenfeld, good choice for a good man, but his voice of reason will be missed in the West Virginia Senate. And that's absolutely true, and that's what has me concerned. And then yesterday, in addition to Ehlenfeld being officially named as the nominee for the federal prosecutor's office, therefore likely leaving the Senate, longtime State Senator John Unger from the Eastern Panhandle is resigning his seat. He's going to take an appointment as a magistrate, and there are reports out of his home district saying Senate Minority Leader Stephen Baldwin is debating whether to retire after his term. He is, in his real life, a Presbyterian minister, and he says it's becoming harder and harder to feel that it's part of his call to be part of the, what's the word I want to use? I used anger in my own sermon this week. Part of the perpetual disagreement and fighting, an inability to see the good on the other side that happens in the legislature. So this could all be difficult times ahead for Mountain State Democrats. We're going to hear more about that, I suspect, coming up today in the legislature. Now, next half hour, Brad McElhenney joins me with all of the pressure on him from hundreds of millions of dollars of loans that are due on his business and by him personally, with IRS liens against parts of the Greenbrier, with COVID rates rising dramatically in the state, with a failed vaccine incentive program, baby dog. Governor Justice apparently feels he has plenty of time. Now he wants to coach not just girls basketball, but boys basketball too at Greenbrier East. Brad and I will talk about that coming up in a minute or two. 7 counties in West Virginia are now red, and only 8 remain in the green on the color-coded map as COVID rates rise dramatically. Politically, Andrew Cuomo bows to major political pressure and announces his resignation in the wake of sexual allegations. The bipartisan infrastructure bill easily passed the Senate, but faces a more uncertain future in the House. Progressives want more than what is in that bill. A lot of this stuff to talk about this morning and as the day goes on. But right now, let me welcome to the show old friend, the Reverend Darrell Cummings. Reverend, good morning. Always a delight to have you here with us, sir.
It's an honor to be here, and thank you for allowing it.
I wanted to ask you, and this is a serious question, how do you do it? And we've talked before about the fact that it seems like you finish up one community event and you just roll right into another one. But, you know, I watch you on Facebook. You have 2 churches, you do 2 services, or at least 2 services. I don't know how many in each church, but you have 2 churches that you serve. You do Bible study. You do the community projects that you're directly involved in. You're involved in other projects. You work with the state and the Human Rights Commission level. I mean, it's a serious question. How do you manage your time? I mean, do you have a technique for managing your time? Because
I think my wife
you're
would
so
say,
busy.
I think my wife would say not well. That's how I manage my time, not well. But we seem to get it all done. But nothing but the grace of God. But I definitely am not writing a how-to book. I need to read another one and do better. But I'm very grateful for the help of my wife, who helps me to get to events and things and keeps me going. And I'm truly blessed to have her in my life, and of course to have God in my life. So.
I know from experience that you can't just go into church on a Sunday morning and start preaching. I mean, I guess you can, but I mean, it requires preparation. It requires some research. It requires some scriptural assessment and discernment and so on. Same thing's true for a Bible study. You don't just, when you hold a Bible study, you don't just sit down and say, well, let's all open the book to, chapter 2 and start to read this. You have to prepare for that. So it's not just the time it takes to do it, but to prepare it. I guess I'm just bringing this up because I find myself so incapable of managing all the things I have to do. I'm always looking for ideas on how in the world do you do it. And it just struck me this week, you are so busy. Yeah. Surely you have advice, but your advice is listen to your wife.
That's definitely part of it. But, it's time and preparation. I've been blessed to do this for 41 years, and I have learned some techniques. I do try to do a little bit every day, a little study every day, a little preparation every day. I'm blessed to have I've created my own catalog of information that I hope that whenever my time comes to go can be a benefit to somebody else because it took 41 years to create it. So that's part of the Bible study. We tried, we have wonderful members at both churches that help us and without volunteers, and there's some people who are not members of our church that volunteer. And so without their help, it couldn't be done. I'm blessed to be the band leader, and you do see me at the front of the band, but please know I'm not playing all the instruments. I'm just have a wonderful group of people, and it's always been interesting to me, not to turn this into a Bible class, but when those of us who believe in Christ, when he first accepted his ministry, one of the first things he did was find 12 disciples. And we believe that he was incarnated in the flesh. Even he decided, I can't do this by myself. I need some other people to help me.
You recently, well, I shouldn't say recently, but you also have become like a building manager.
Yes.
How's the Dream Center coming? It looks like it's finally beginning to take shape after the problems you had a couple years ago.
Yes, it is. It is definitely moving in the right direction. We are having some challenges, but we believe that the best is yet to come with it. We are hopefully signing this week a contract for the a new sprinkler system to be put in. We have been blessed to replace 2 out of the 6 levels of roofing needed on the building. We're in negotiation for the 3rd one and trying to raise the money for that. And after we do that, I think we have to replace one of the heating systems. And after that, we can start redoing the inside, and it'll go from outside work to inside work. And so we are moving in the right direction. I would happily turn that job over to someone else in the ministry if they would do it. But we are, this is like the turtle and the hare. We are definitely the turtle, but we are slowly but surely moving in the right direction.
Well, the Dream Center will be able to be used for the school distribution, which is coming up the following weekend. But first, let's talk about this weekend. You have the traditional Stuff the Bus, right?
Yes, and we normally did the Stuff the Bus in front of different stores. And last year, due to the virus, we were unable to do it. And this year, just some were not comfortable with doing it. And so we are going to do what we did last year, and that is just be in our church parking lot. And I know this requires extra, and this is, something that somebody would really be going beyond the call of duty. And so I'm not sure how it would turn out, but we're going to do our best. If someone wants to donate school supplies, that will be given away the very next week. No matter what those school supplies are, they can bring them to the church parking lot at 4th and Main from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. And we will be stuffing the bus with them, and then we'll be unpacking the bus with whatever we receive and give it out the very next week. We are excited about this opportunity to be able to give book bags, pens and pencils, glue, the notebooks, and things of that nature. We're working on, and anybody who knows the work of prayer, pray for us. We're working on trying to get a grant where we can give out laptops. We have not secured it as of yet, but we're told it's in the works, and we're hoping to be able to help as many kids as possible with that. So then the very next week we'll have on the 21st at the lower part of the Dream Center in the back. We will be once again, let's pray this virus stays down and we don't get shut down. But if all things being equal, we'll be having people to come in and they will be able to, for the first time in a couple, 18 months, to be able to pick their own items. We will still do social distancing. We'll still encourage people to wear masks, but they will be able to come in and pick out their school supplies, pick out the clothes, pick out the food, and go back out. And there will also be on the 21st inflatable rides that will be in the church parking lot that will be free to the kids. And our goal, that's our back to school festival, and our goal is to send the kids back to school with a smile. And we're hoping that they will have a safe but a good time. And then we'll close it out on that Sunday with a gospel extravaganza at the amphitheater there at Wheeling Park. And we'll have choirs and groups that will be singing. I may even sing a song. And we'll be out in the public. There'll be free ice cream and hot dogs and more rides. And hopefully conclude our weekend of fun.
Is that new, the gospel sing?
The gospel extravaganza, we've been doing it for a while. We didn't do it last year again because of the pandemic, but we have done it in the past. But this is our maybe second time tying the advertising of it together with the whole weekend, making a whole weekend of it. We've been doing it, but we didn't make it a package before.
What kind of items do you need people to bring to help you stuff the bus? I mean, you say back to school, but
right.
What do you pens,
Sure.
Pencil, paper, crayons?
And I do want to say, I just want to personally take this time and thank groups such as Rotary, who on yesterday helped us a great deal with a donation that they've never done before. They've supported before, but never at that level. And I'm very grateful to their chairman, their president, Rabbi Joseph Lieb, and to all of the staff there to help us. So we're not as in dire need as we have been in the past, but we also believe that this is a community event, and we want people to feel that they are a part of it. And so, yes, we're looking for notebooks, pens, pencils, book bags are one of the most expensive items, and we'll have glue sticks and glue crayons, all of these things to help the kids to go back to school and have what they need. I know what it is to go back to school and not have the supplies that you need. I experienced that years ago growing up. I know what it is not to be able to give it to your kids. I experienced that with my kids growing up. And I'm just trying to pay it forward and make it available. The other thing that I would want everybody to know is that we don't just do this on that day. That's not the only day you can get supplies. As long as we have it, we'll give it. But also during the year, we'll come back at Thanksgiving, at Christmas, and at other times, and also provide it for anyone who's been adopted. We want to help you to get through your school year without any problems at all.
So for this weekend, it's stuff the bus. In other words, people should bring items to the church parking lot in North Wheeling, and again, school supplies of the various nature that you talked about. What about folks who do want to make just maybe a contribution, a cash contribution or something like that, that they don't necessarily have the time, the energy, or the effort to go to buy school supplies, but want to help you out?
Well, that's always wonderful and very much appreciative if anyone would like to give, and we've been truly blessed. You can go to our our website at BethlehemApostolicTemple.org, and there were ways to donate on PayPal, or you can, those who like, just simply mail a check to Adopt a Student, Post Office Box 6051, Wheeling, West Virginia 26003, or you can go to any West Banco bank and ask for the Adopt a Student Fund, and you can be deposited there however you would like to give. But I really want to talk to those who are in need and let you know that you do not have to be embarrassed. You don't have to be ashamed. We all need help sometime, and if you are in need, the only thing you should be embarrassed is if you don't come get help when it's available.
Yeah, and you'll be doing the distributing next weekend. This coming weekend, you're trying to gather supplies, distribute the supplies next weekend, and then throughout the year, but specifically next weekend, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And hopefully put some smiles on some faces, and we'll try to do what we can to. There's, as I understand it, there will be. We're working with another group that's going to be bringing free bicycles, and we're hoping to give away, as I understand it, around 50 or better bicycles out on a first-come, first-served basis.
You know, you mentioned that hopefully you're going to work on a grant for laptops, and hopefully someday that will come through. We had a guest on yesterday who was talking about high-tech things for back to school. I told him, I said, you know, when I was a kid, high-tech was the 64 box of Crayola crayons with the sharpener in the back.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, things have changed so drastically, and you know, we thought it was something to have a calculator, but now they have calculators on their phone, and so it's a different world. But we still need kids still need help. People still need help. And there is a wide difference between the haves and the have-nots. Some people work every day and still are not able to meet the need. They're not unemployed, but they may be underemployed. And so we're trying to do what we can. We don't just give school supplies, but we're having clothes, tennis shoes, pants, dresses, and we're also giving food to try to help feed the family, to help with the cost of feeding the family. There was a famous comedian years ago called Moms Mabley, and she used to talk about that she would do real well financially if her family would refuse eating every day, but they keep eating her out of house and home. So I'm not saying that somebody's doing that. I'm just saying that it costs to eat, and we need to do everything we can to help them.
I loved Mom's Mabley, by the way.
Yes.
She was hilarious.
Yeah.
All right, Reverend, I appreciate your time today. As always, encourage
Thank you so
people to
very
help you
much.
out if they possibly can on Saturday. And then for folks who are in need, and as you point out, you know, hopefully we've gotten past the point where there's an embarrassment about saying I need help.
Right.
Just go and get it. And also, you can have some fun at the carnival at the same time you get some stuff next weekend.
Yes, sir. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, Reverend. I appreciate it very much. Have a good day. As always, we'll talk to you, I'm sure, again soon.
Yes, sir.
Thanks a lot. Good Reverend Cummings with us here this morning on the Watchdog Morning Show. Always good to have him in here. 8:33, 27 till the hour, Watchdog Morning Show. So Governor Justice apparently doesn't have enough on his plate. He wants to coach basketball. Oh, wait, he already coaches basketball. Oh, he wants to coach more basketball. 2 teams. Why not? Keep him from worrying about the fact that he's $300 million in loan due. We'll talk about that with Brad McElhenney. That's coming up next here on the Watchdog Morning Show.
The WTRF Channel 7 News Update is brought to you by Thomas Auto Centers, Mall Road, St. Clairsville. Get the best deal at Thomas Auto Centers.
Now it's time for your
Metro News Sports. Good morning. I'm Kyle Wiggs. Almost a week into the preseason camp. and Aristides Aquino 2-run shot for their only offense. Detroit over Baltimore, final of 9-4 from Tuesday. From the Metro News Sports Desk, I'm Kyle Wiggs.
The Variety Show with Bill DeFabio is live on the Watchdog Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. We talk to some of the region's best business owners while keeping you informed about area events and happenings. You won't believe who I have on next. Tune in and get with the program. Guests from preachers to pros and even some Super Bowl champions. Join me, Bill DeFabio.
To 7600 or visit them at www.omniperforms.com.
Who wants craft beer? Saturday, August 21st, the Mountaineer Brewfest is back at Wheeling Heritage Port, showcasing craft beers from West Virginia's finest brewers. With great food, live entertainment, and many more craft beer selections in our beer garden, it's a wild and wonderful time, and you don't want to miss out. Proceeds benefit a Special Wish Foundation. Get your tickets now at MountaineerBrewFest.com. Brought to you by Wheeling Island Hotel, Casino, Racetrack, and the UPS Store.
Are you or your loved ones facing a serious legal battle? The law office of Paul Harris wants you to know you aren't alone. Do you need someone that's not afraid to go to trial and fight for your rights? Attorney Paul Harris and his team are willing to go where most firms are not. The courtroom. With a successful track record in civil litigation, criminal defense, including tax issues and healthcare fraud, Harris Law Office will fight for their clients by offering the most aggressive representation in and out of court. Call Paul Harris at Harris Law Office for a free consultation. 304-232-5300.
Quaker Steak and Lube at the Highlands is the perfect place to relax after a long day. Happy hour from 3 to 6 Monday through Friday. Get $2 off appetizers, $3 off domestic drafts, and house wine specials. Quaker Steak and Lube, voted Best Wings USA. Quaker Steak and Lube at the Highlands with another steal of a deal. Get a steak burger and fries all day Monday for only $8.99. It's also Military Mondays. The Loop will take 25% off for all veterans, active duty military, and first responders. Quaker Steak and Lube, voted Best Wings USA.
Hey, I'm going to the kitchen. Can I grab you a Coors Light?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Huh. I never knew there was a zip line in my fridge. Hey! Hey, buddy! Yeah. You got 2 Coors Lights up there?
You got it!
Always brewed down to 34 degrees.
Alrighty, sounds good. Thank you.
Man? Wow, these are really cold.
That's the only way I deliver it.
Sure. I mean, you being a mountain climber and all?
Yep.
You probably need a pretty warm coat in there, huh?
Yep.
Hey, Ben!
Yeah!
Ask him if he has any nachos.
You got any nachos in there?
No.
Just icy cold Coors Light?
Yep.
That makes sense. It is the Rockies.
Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. With great beer comes great responsibility.
Plumbers and Steamfitters Local 83 want to thank the owners and contractors of the Ohio Valley for using their locally trained workers to help build for the future. Local 83 helps design, fabricate, and build the gas infrastructure for the oil and gas industry here in the Ohio Valley. Plumbers and Steamfitters Local 83 is 300 members strong and growing. They also do residential, commercial, and industrial work on both sides of the river. For more information, call Plumbers and Steamfitters Local 83 at 304-233-4445.
The celebration begins Friday, August 13th at Wheeling's Heritage Port with live music. Celebrate 20 years of the Heritage Music Blues Fest. This year's Blues Fest features blues superstars Ronnie Earl and the Broadcasters, 2021 Traditional Blues Grammy winner Bobby Rush, the rock and blues of Indigenous and Anna Popovich, and up-and-coming blues superstars Davey Knowles and Hannah Wickland, and many more. Heritage Music Blues Fest, Friday, August 13th through Sunday, August 15th. Tickets and info at heritagemusicfest.com.
Dominating both AM and FM, the Watchdog is AM 1600 and 1370, FM 98.1 and 97.7. We are the Watchdog.
Uh-oh, guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Huh? Anybody? Guess what today is?
It's hump day.
Woo-woo!
Live and local for the Ohio Valley, the Watchdog Morning Show with Howard Monroe continues.
73 and partly cloudy at the Wheeling, Ohio County Airport. 73 and still a little dark and dreary here at my home studios in the Elm Grove section of Wheeling. 73 at the Robinson Auto Group Studios, downtown Wheeling, in the heart of the Ohio Valley. 17 to the hour here on the Watchdog Morning Show. We've done a lot of political talk this morning with Bill Ehlenfeld being named federal prosecutor again, meaning at some point he will leave the state Senate, leaving a hole there. First, the Democrats will appoint someone. Eventually, there will be a run for his seat. And we've been kicking around some of the names that might be running on either side of the aisle on that. Same time yesterday, Senator John Unger from the Eastern Panhandle said he's leaving the Senate in order to take a job as a magistrate. And there are reports that I saw yesterday that Minority Leader Stephen Baldwin says he hasn't made up his mind if he's running for re-election yet or not as well. So not a good time for Democrats probably in the Senate and in West Virginia. Off the text line 304-214-1600, Ryan Ferns will be the Republican. Howard, take that to the bank. I'm not so sure. I think that it's a possibility, as I said earlier, but I don't know that that's a done deal by any stretch of the imagination. I think that's a long shot, but it's always possible. 304-214-1600 text line. Senator Howard Monroe. That would be interesting. No, don't think so. All right, let's talk about governor / businessman / coal operator / coach, Jim Justice. Tell me to do that. Brad McElhenney's here. Good morning, Brad.
Hey, that guy needs some hobbies. Maybe chess club.
Yeah.
When does he watch Netflix?
He needs a few more. Needs a few more things to do. Just real quick before I get to the governor, though. Senate Democrats really took a couple hits yesterday, huh?
Oh, man. Yes, and, these were people who were pretty bankable to be elected or re-elected. Ehlenfeld,
right,
certainly well-respected and a known quantity in your neck of the woods, and Unger has served since 1998. So, that's real longevity there. But it looks like they're, each of them, and I mean, I think just coincidental that both names were circulating yesterday, each of them potentially heading into the court system in their own way. Ehlenfeld being named to return as U.S. Attorney for the Northern District of West Virginia after one, not full term yet in the state Senate. He'll continue to serve until he is through the confirmation process. I don't think that's in doubt. And then Unger is apparently taking a seat on the magistrate's bench in Berkeley County. And, I'm not sure. I think there's probably some wear and tear if you are an Eastern Panhandle senator or delegate and you are going to Charleston on a regular basis, and I don't know where Unger lived, but you're in temporary housing of some sort, whether it's a hotel or an apartment you've gotten, and at a certain point in your life, you may look at magistrate and think, well, that pays and is not likely to be quite the wear and tear. So still confirming, honestly, that Senator Unger is going to become Magistrate Unger, but I think everybody believes it's true. It's one of those known things that is not quite official yet. So 2 of the 11 Democratic senators would be headed out for the door. Both were going to be up on ballots in 2022. The way this works is former Democrat Jim Justice will name 2 people to those spots with recommendations from the local political party, the local Democratic Party. And, if those people are interested in being reelected, they get kind of a head start, or being elected when there is a new term. They get kind of a head start in terms of name recognition and service, and people beginning to think of them as being a senator. But as you alluded, I think the possibilities are wide open.
Names being bandied about up here behind the scenes that I've talked to are Delegate Fluharty, likely to be one of those putting his hat in the ring. And I think that, I haven't talked to Sean specifically, but I think that's probably very likely. I also hear Randy Schwartzmiller's name being bandied about. He ran for the Senate last time and lost. So that's a possibility. I don't know what other Democrats may throw their hat in the ring. And quite frankly, then we got to be looking to what's going to happen with Republicans come election time. Again, names I hear bandied about. Maybe Erica Storch might like to move up. Pat McGeehan is always interested in doing something. So could it be Pat? And Ryan Furns lost out to Bill Ehlenfeld. My sense is he's he certainly has laid low. I have seen no interest in him wanting to get back into the game, but who knows? So, and then, Brad, we got to mix in with all of this redistricting coming up and single delegate districts coming up, because if one of the current delegates moves on to the Senate, then it opens. I mean, there's just so many variables being juggled right now.
It really is. And, I suppose there's a decent chance that that the districts in your area will change somewhat significantly. I did wonder if, particularly on the Unger end, the changing nature of the Eastern Panhandle and the possibility of redistricting. I haven't really talked to him, but wondered if that played a role in his decision after all these years of being a bankable name on the ballot. If he was thinking, well, the demographics are changing here and the district will too. I also think that it maybe is just this magistrate spot he would consider a more stable income, but a way to remain involved.
Yeah.
So I think there's that.
But the Democratic Party's got to figure out whether it goes at this point. They should have been thinking about this a long time, but I mean, this is it's not a crisis. I don't want to say that, but just this is kind of an interesting turning point here. Already in a very small minority, I like your phrase, 2 bankable names not going to be on the ballot next time around. So, who knows what's going to happen. But we'll talk about that some other day. We'll be talking about it a lot here, I'm sure, on this show for a good bit. Let's talk about the governor. Did he ask to be the boys' basketball coach at Greenbrier East, or did they come to him and say, hey, you're doing such a fine job with the girls, you want to take on the boys too?
Yeah. I mean, so Carrie Hudasek of Metro News asked the governor a few questions yesterday. She went to one of the Do It for Baby Dog vaccine lottery events and caught him. And the way the governor described it was that he was asked by the superintendent, by the principal and the vice principal. I have heard it the other way, and I don't really know what the case is. Sometimes things can be in the gray middle area. Like, I let it be known that I would be interested. Jim Justice was the boys' coach. He was the boys and the girls' coach for many years, juggling both, but he was a private businessman at the time. And when he was elected governor, he let the boys go. And Bimbo Coles, former Virginia Tech standout who played professional basketball, he took over the boys team during that period. Now frankly, I don't really remember why the governor said he was letting the boys' responsibility go, but I think it made sense at the time. People were like, "Oh, how are you going to balance that with being governor?" And I think logically he dropped one and kept the other. Well, now he's very interested, it appears, in picking the other back up. And I and Hoppy and probably you and some others wonder about the time management of this matter, but he seems to enjoy it and wants to do it.
Well, there's a lot of things I enjoy and want to do, but I can't. I'd like to go to McDonald's and meet with the old guys at 7:30 in the morning and have those coffee clatches, but I got a job here. I mean, it's sometimes what you want to do and what you can do are maybe not the best thing. The basketball, of course, is being played right in the midst of the legislative session. That was true certainly the last session. Actually, did they play last year? 2 years ago, I guess it was. And will be true again. So the governor likely will have to be gone from the State House on frequent occasions to coach the team. Although some might say he's not there anyway during the session. I guess we could throw that out as an issue for conversation. Brad, you and I have talked before just about his financial issues. Hundreds of millions of dollars of loans that are due and or in default, depending on who you listen to. IRS liens against parts of the Greenbrier. Some of those were released yesterday. I do want to point that out. Just crushing personal financial debt. That would be enough to put me in a fetal position every day. And yet the governor says it's no big deal, I'm fine. And then you throw in the rising COVID rates, other gubernatorial actions, and now he wants to take on two. It just seems to me that at some point, does he really believe and I guess this is an honest question, it's not a rant. Does he truly believe he can juggle all these balls?
I don't know. Senator Randy Smith, a Republican from Preston County. Anyway, the greater Terra Alta area, sent the governor a letter just a couple of weeks ago just about balancing the pandemic, the affairs of state, West Virginia's many issues versus the tsunami of financial troubles, and said, look, buddy, I think a human can't handle all that. You should resign for the good of everyone. And now you're right. Here the governor is taking on one more thing. If you're worried and the way you get away from it all is fishing or going out in the woods and hunting or taking hikes, it appears that the way the governor gets away from it all is being on the basketball court, calling plays. And so maybe that's what's in his head. But, I wonder if you were in it for $700 million, Howard. I'm sure you can imagine that. And you were talking to Credit Suisse, your international lender. I don't know what goes on behind the scenes, but wouldn't they say, hey, if you're going to pay us back this $700 million, why don't you focus? Why don't you get behind the wheel of your business, Howard?
Exactly.
Take the money and pay us back. And I have no way of knowing what those conversations are, but, I would think that a lender like Credit Suisse would feel that it is in the right, saying, get your arms around this and handle the situation.
And not take on a second coaching job. He said, I think to Kerry yesterday, maybe it was to someone else, but I think it was to Kerry yesterday, though, that don't worry, because he won't actually be at practices. He's let the assistant coaches do the practicing. He'll just be there for the game. Is that kind of what I understood?
Yeah, and I heard, you hear a lot of things in West Virginia. It's a small state, but I heard concern leading up to this that there's already concern from parents on the girls' team that Jim Justice was treating things that way, that he was not coming to practice and was just coming to the games. And you'll recall the governor's girls basketball team, the Lady Spartans, had a COVID outbreak last year, and it caught him by surprise. He's the guy who is, on YouTube 3 days a week saying, get your shot, wear your mask, stay 6 feet apart. And he appeared to have been blindsided by his own team not getting shots. Well, why was that? Well, it seems to be that this is his style. He's going to games and maybe not there every day. I don't know how that works. I mean, just as a matter of leadership, if the assistant coaches are motivating on a day-to-day basis, running drills, doing, strategy and teaching boxing out or setting a pick, well, then somebody else comes in on game day and tells you how to run the play that involves that pick. I don't know how that works at all, but, I am not the one hiring the coach here, so that's up to somebody else.
But if you are an assistant coach and you listen to what he said yesterday, and maybe it's no surprise because maybe he's done this with the girls team anyway, but essentially he said, now you all can do the work and I'll just take the glory. Maybe it's not quite that way, but you all get them ready. I'll just be here on my big chair. When they roll out my big chair on game night, I'll be the guy that gets the W. I don't know. It just seems weird to me. Brad, before I let you go, let's get this factually correct, though. He has not actually yet been appointed boys basketball coach, correct?
Oh, that was a matter of confusion yesterday because everybody was sort of like waiting in anticipation. But, I didn't go to the Greenbrier board meeting and I was kicking myself for not going. Now I'm really pleased that I didn't. Lacey Pearson of the Gazette Mail deserves credit for driving there and driving back and sitting through the meeting. But apparently it went into executive session for quite a while, and then they came out and just tabled the possible naming of the coach until next month, September 14th, I believe. So the governor has made it clear he wants this role, but he's not a shoo-in. For whatever reason, they couldn't decide after behind closed doors discussion, and they laid it over to next month. I don't really know what's going on there, but he is not currently the coach, and I mean, to me, that says he didn't have the votes. He didn't not have the votes, but he didn't have the votes.
He didn't have the votes, right. And, public comment came down pretty quick yesterday once the story first started to break on social media, so they may have been watching that too. All right, Brad, I got to run. Always good talking to you, my friend. We'll be following up on just a dozen different things that are happening in the near future. We'll talk again soon.
Thanks a lot, Howard.
Appreciate it. Brad McElhenney from Metro News. I got to go. See you tomorrow, 7 o'clock, bright and early. Joining me then, Biffy?
Back for a Thursday.
We'll keep on doing it till we get it right.
That could be a long time.
Indeed.
The Watchdog is FM 98.1, AM 1600 WKKX Wheeling, FM 97.7, AM 1370 WVLY Moundsville.
The ABC News is brought to you by Thomas Auto Centers, Mall Road, St. Clairsville. Get the best deal at Thomas Auto Centers.
Nurses like Jennifer Steenberg.
All right, Biffy. We got her done. I've got Sarah Wood from Moundsville, Marshall County. No, Moundsville, actually. Talking about their Arts and Culture Commission tomorrow. And I think Matt Robeson is back from vacation. We're going to talk about federal redistricting in West Virginia. And I'll probably find some spin on some of this justice story to do again. May see if Stephen Baldwin wants to come on and talk about what's happening to his Senate, and is he going to stick around or not. So we'll probably make things work pretty well then. VLY is down. I don't know. Both AM and FM are down. Joe let me know this morning. I told Kayleen she's going to go down, I guess, take a look. I have no idea what the problem was. As far as I know, we're back on KKX. We were down last night, but we're back, I guess. So once again, everything's a mess. Yeah, so I just get so tired of it. Maybe I'll take the Unger route and get another job. All right, I will be down. I don't know if Kayleen's going to be there, but there's things I want to do down there anyway, so I'm coming down for the meeting. If we have one, I'll be there anyways. If you need me, I'll be there. If not, I'll talk to you in the morning. Thanks a lot, Biff. Appreciate it. Bye.
To ABC News.
Parents, do you want your child's shoes to fit perfectly? Then you need to get your kids Skechers Stretch Fit shoes, because Skechers Stretch Fit shoes are so comfortable and so stretchy, they easily slip on and fit almost like a sock. Your child is constantly moving and constantly growing, so they need a shoe that moves with them. And Skechers Stretch Fit's soft, stretchable material contours to their busy feet. It's a perfect fit. And not only do they fit like a dream, they perform like one too. Skechers Stretch Fit keeps your child's feet comfortable all day long. With Skechers' exclusive air-cooled memory foam and a breathable stretch fit knit, your child will be cool and comfy whether playing, studying, or just hanging out. Plus, you'll love just how durable they are. Stretch Fit is designed to take everything your child can throw at them, and if they get dirty, just pop them in the washing machine. It's that easy. Give your kids perfect comfort that adjusts to them with Skechers Stretch Fit shoes. Find them at a Skechers store near you, Skechers.com, or wherever kids' shoes are sold.
For those who are working from home for the foreseeable future, one more state's pulling out the welcome mat. ABC's Kenneth Moten explains.
Tina McPherson is moving west. West Virginia, that is.